Welcome to the haunting of the paranormally possessed. Today I review The Death of April. It should have remained a mystery. Directed by Ruben Rodriguez, starring Katarina Hughes and Adam Lauer. This film is about Meagan, who is out on her own for the first time, heading to university, and decides to vlog her experience to keep in touch with her friends and family so they know what's going on. As time goes on, she experiences new things in her house that seem paranormal. As she documents the footage and tries to get more into this mystery, she realizes there's a tale of murder that has been untold. I really enjoyed the concept of this film. I like the idea that they're doing it as a kind of A&E special, like a documentary where it's sit-down interviews and it's Meagan's family talking about Meagan and the experience as a whole. They're telling this story as it's already happened, so everything's done in past tense, and they're talking about Meagan from when she was a little girl all the way to present day. Most of the time when you're seeing like a found footage style or a documentary style of movie, it's pretty formulaic, but the way that they went about shooting this, it was different. Because you're sitting down, you're getting to know the characters, and it's more interview based. It's not as though like we're seeing the footage as it's happening and it's live. It's more of a everything has happened and now we're documenting it and we're gonna talk about it. So it's different and unique in that aspect. But despite all of this, this story is not that good at all. The only paranormal entity that you see in this film is very lame. Because of his cheap tricks, it looks poorly shot. Whenever they're trying to create that scare or they're trying to show that there's a ghost in the room, it's just like a glass is sitting on a table, and as Meagan's doing something in the background, it shifts from the right to the left side of the table. You can kind of tell it's just like a person who's like out of frame moving it with their hand, and it looks really tacky and it's not scary at all. On top of that, everything that happens in this film is pretty predictable, and the characters themselves are not that enjoyable. We're introduced to Meagan's family, and they're talking about her in past tense, which you're aware that she's dead by this point. And that's not a spoiler because this whole thing starts off with talking about her death. And what's confusing is you think you're going into it learning about this person whose name is April, but the film doesn't focus on April until about halfway in, where it's just a name drop. It's like, oh, April used to live here, now I live here, and there was a murder here. So let's try and solve it.
Found an article about April Fisher, everybody. It's got a picture of her on there. See, she's young, she's pretty.
And the way they try and show that Meagan is being possessed by April's spirit, there's not really much of like a change in personality or a change in look or a real reason for it happening. It just is there. So there's not really much to support or get behind in this movie. It's not that scary. The characters are not enjoyable. And the fact that the way that it was shot, yes, I did like that it was a documentary style and it was like an A&E interview, sit down, talking head kind of film. There wasn't like music to support that tension. It just felt really bland and boring. And I think that if they recut it in a different way and had some more intense moments and some intense music to go with what's going on, they can build this tension. They can build the suspense to actually get you scared and involved in the environment. But as it stands right now, it's pretty boring and it's not that scary. So with all that said, I wouldn't recommend this, and I'm gonna have to give this 0.5 of a pissed off boyfriend out of 5.
You know what? Fuck you!
Have you guys seen this film? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for you guys to check it out. And if you like this video, give it a like. And if it's your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe to stay updated with everything we're doing here on Bloodbath and Beyond.